Tonight on SportsDesk, new bling. Our Inside Pitch crew talks Canes baseball players on award watch lists.
Plus, growing through sport, Luke Bell shows us how one tennis organization is impacting adults with special needs.
And finally, freshman fever. Shea McDonald sits down with one Canes javelin thrower shaking up the field with an impactful debut.
All this and more coming up on SportsDesk.
And it starts right now.
I'm Ed Reed, and you're watching SportsDesk.
Hi, I'm Rhys Davidson. You're watching SportsDesk.
Hi, I'm Jim Kelly, former UM guy. You're watching SportsDesk.
I'm Jalen Phillips, and you're watching SportsDesk.
I am Michael the Playmaker Urban. You are watching SportsDesk.
Hello and welcome back to SportsDesk. I'm Sophia Mazza.
And I'm Manny Nacarado. Thank you for joining us. And Sophia, it was a big weekend for Canes baseball.
Yeah, Manny, they wrapped up their series against Clemson, 2 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah, and after that 2-1 series against Clemson, Miami faced off against Florida Gulf Coast on Tuesday night. Let's send it out to Mark Lightfield to take a look at those highlights. So it's the Hurricanes taking on the Eagles, and here's Derek Williams. Hello! He's going to send this one to left field, and it is gone. A bomb from Williams, a grand slam for the Canes, gonna open up the scoring 4-0 Miami. Here's Jake Ogden with a single. He's gonna have himself a day with 4 hits and 4 RBIs, and Jake Dorn was bullying the Eagles last night. And here's Alex Sosa with a double for the Canes as he rounds first. He had a nice day as well, and the scoring and the offense just continued on from there. And here's a home run from Brylan West deep to left field. Miami having an offensive showdown tonight, and it was all Miami from there. Here's Jake Ogden again, putting one in the gap. The Eagles, no idea what's going on. And Daniel Cuvée ribbing one to right field. And that'll be the end of that game there. Miami's going to get the win 12-4 over FGCU. They play Virginia Tech tonight.
Sticking with baseball, our Inside Pitch crew breaks down the Virginia Tech series and highlights some Canes on the watch list for possible new hardware. Guys?
Welcome back to Inside Pitch. I'm your host, MK Easton, and I'm joined by our baseball analyst, Johnny Mushton. The Canes are coming off a hot streak with a win over Clemson last week and an ACC win and an FGCU win this week at home. A bunch of the players have been named to prestigious awards watch list. Tell us more.
Yeah, MK, the perfect game. Midseason All-Americans were just announced, and it's these 4 guys right here. First off, going left to right, you got Dylan Dubovic. The freshman has been phenomenal. A .321 batting average with 5 home runs in this season. He leads all freshmen in all batting categories. Then you got Daniel Cuvée. I mean, you guys know him. 10 home runs, an absolute beast at the hot corner this season. Then you got Derek Williams, 3rd team. They put him out for outfield. He's usually a designated hitter, but he's been insane as well in the field as well. Most consistent batter of the entire Canes squad. And then finally, Alonzo Alvarez, the other freshman, an incredible backstop, leads the team in OPS. He's been an absolute phenom, so these Canes are definitely some of the biggest Canes, some of the biggest players throughout the entire season.
And the veteran Cuvée, this is the 3rd time he's been named to the Golden Spikes Award watch list. He's leading the team with 79 bases. He's batting over 300, but we cannot forget about Alex Sosa, who's been named to the Buster Posey Award. Tell us more.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Sosa has been phenomenal. Definitely the best transfer that we've seen for the Hurricanes because he knows ACC ball. Taking a look at some of his highlights, he's been an absolute crusher in terms of offense. He has a .346 average, 38 runs, 37 hits, and 9 home runs, and only 29 games started. He is going to be the X factor this series against Virginia Tech.
And the Canes are going to have 8 games at home in a row, starting with Virginia Tech in this crucial ACC series this weekend. How can they stay dominant and keep that streak going?
Well, this Saturday is Southern Day, so for that, we got some Southern locks. So first off, we got till the Canes come home. You got to be aggressive with base running and clear all the bases as soon as possible. Then moving on, we got fly off the handle. Make sure you're trusting those power hitters to do some dirty work. And then finally, bless your heart. The Canes have finally got their bullpen back. They are being more consistent, so that's going to be another key against Virginia Tech.
Thanks, Johnny. And that's all we have time for here today on Inside Pitch. We'll catch you next week for some more Canes baseball.
Thanks, guys. Always great to have Canes making noise on award watch lists. Now let's head out to Mark Light, where Zach Donaldall is live to give us more. Zach?
Yeah, Sophia, Miami are coming off of some success. They've won both of their last 2 series. Now, this hasn't just come off of great batting. It's also come off of Miami's bullpen finally seeming to pull it all together. Ryan Bilka struggled a little bit against Clemson, but in the 5 games leading up to that series, he threw for a combined 8 scoreless innings. Rob Evans also struggled a little bit against the Tigers. He gave up 6 runs in Miami's only loss of that series. He's looking to start today against the Hokies and try and find his groove once more. AJ Siskar is also hopeful to return soon for Miami, as the 2 of them look to dominate down the stretch. Consistency will be key for this Miami bullpen as they look to close out the season. Live from Mark Light Field for UMTV, I'm Zach Delnodal. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Zach. Coming up, it was a big week in Canes social media, and Gio Alonso is here to break it all down. This and more after the break.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
From electric wins in South Carolina for baseball to football taking their talents abroad, Canes social media is all over everyone's feed, and our resident doom scroller Gio Alonso is here to break it all down. Gio?
The year keeps chugging along, the weather's getting warmer, and I'm waiting for summer like that. But first, it's time to talk Canes social media. I'm Gio Alonso, this is Behind the Post, and tonight, I'll be your host. Things keep heating up in the Diamond as baseball remained undefeated in the midweek after a 12-4 win over FGCU. The good times kept rolling off the field too, with 4 Canes being named midseason All-Americans, 2 being named to the Golden Spikes watch list, and catcher Alex Sosa joining the Buster Posey Award watch list. The team might be talented, but I think they're missing one key piece to really complete the picture. There we go. Now D. Will better watch out in right field. Speaking of awards, you know Canes hoops couldn't miss out in the fun. Jay Lucas earned the Joe B. Hall Coach of the Year award as the nation's top first-year head coach. What a great start to the offseason. I'm sure things couldn't get any better.
So I just want to say thank y'all, and the recap start today. So we're going to do it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all.
Congratulations to Marcus Allen on wrapping up his last round of chemotherapy. Usually I'd pop champagne or something, but I've been told one more alcohol-related joke and I'll be excommunicated. So, how about this? Miami Supers aren't the only ones having an eventful offseason. Over spring break, several Canes football athletes made their way to Spain for a week-long study abroad experience. Back on the home front, the grind through spring practice continues.
Yeah, I like that.
Man, things are really looking up for the team this year. But I know one key piece that I can't make that joke twice. I'm Gio Alonso, and I just took you behind the post. Peace.
Thanks, Gio. While Canes football spent some time in Spain, Canes basketball seems to be spending their time in the transfer portal. Our Hurricane Hangtime crew breaks down some big offseason moves from both men's and women's squads. Guys?
Welcome back to Hurricane Hangtime. I'm your host, Ariel Lopez, joined by Liam Hickey and Sarah Landau. Starting off with men's basketball. With True Washington and Noam Dovrat entering the transfer portal, is Miami losing too much to sustain success?
Well, Ariel, these were two key losses that Miami would have loved to retain for next year, starting with Drew Washington, who was a defensive pest, averaging around 2 steals, and he was, as an on-ball guard, absolutely dominant. He was great. And then talking about Noam Dovrat as well, who was, in all honesty, a great three-point shooter, 47% from three, another great floor spacer that will not be a part of the equation for next year at Miami.
And at what point does Miami's reliance on the transfer portal start becoming a limitation, and what do the Canes need to do to reconstruct?
Well, there's a lot of ambiguity around who will stay or who will leave, but with Joe B. Hall, Coach of the Year, Jay Lucas at the helm, there is a strong confidence that this program will be in a great place heading into next year, especially considering that Shelton Henderson may return alongside another fellow five-star recruit and Caleb Gaskins to form one of the most physically explosive tandems in the country heading into next year.
And jumping into women's basketball, the Canes roster is being shaken up. There's a lot of players leaving, but there's one standout player that carried Miami's victories this season.
Yeah, Ariel, the Canes are officially losing at least 5 members of their squad. Over the past few weeks, 4 members of the team have announced their plans to enter the transfer portal. That's Victoria Blazic, Meredith Tipner, Camille Williams, and Candace Pettigrew. But the toughest loss for the Canes is definitely going to be Rashea Kyle, who is graduating. The 6'6" center has been an asset to the team and scored over 50% of the time the most points. This season, Kyle averaged 16.3 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, and shot nearly 56% from the field. If the Canes want to hit the ground running next season, head coach Trisha Kolb needs to be aggressive in the transfer portal.
And Kyle has left some big shoes to fill, but that's all we have for this week's edition. Tune in next week, same time, same place.
Thanks, guys. Moving from the hardwood to the tennis court, reporter Luke Bell tells us about one organization that's working towards making tennis available for everyone.
Okay, time to do our stretches.
On the surface, it looks like a typical day on the tennis court. But for families like Mika Liang's, just getting here isn't easy.
It's just not easy for a kid to be on the spectrum. They really don't have a childhood. Their whole childhood is basically therapy. And it's hard for them. I think they don't even understand what life is about pretty much because they're just so focused on trying to figure out what life will be in the future.
April is Autism Awareness Month. In the U.S., 1 in 36 children are diagnosed with autism. And as diagnoses continue to rise nationwide, many families face limited access to specialized recreational programs for their children. Mika's challenges started early.
Well, she has a lot of OT issues, so she can't work with her fingers a lot. She has little strength on her fingers and hands and stuff, so she hates anything that has to do with her hands.
Her mom says finding something that wasn't fully therapy but still helped Mika was a struggle, until they found a tennis program designed specifically for people on the spectrum. Here at Love Serving Autism in Boca Raton, coaches and therapists use structured techniques like visual learning to help participants build skills one step at a time.
We take data. Every child has a goal that we set up. So a child may have a goal of using language to request a break, or using language to comment, or receptively being able to follow two-step commands on the court.
For Mika, being a part of this program has been invaluable.
Now that she's here after 4 years, she understands volley, she understands the side hitting and everything, and it's amazing. It's just amazing. It's like a therapy with a workout.
Stories like Mika's highlight a much larger need, not just for therapy, but for spaces where young adults with autism can really express themselves. And as awareness grows, families say the next challenge is access, making sure programs like this aren't the exception, but the norm. Reporting in Boca Raton, I'm Luke Bell.
Thanks, Luke. Ever wonder what it's like to drive your car on a real track? Cameron Williams has the story next up on SportsDesk. But first, it's time for some trivia. Canes baseball is 8-0 in weekday games this season, but when was the last time the Canes caught up to such a hot start? Is it A, 2009, B, 2012, C, 2016, or D, 2021? The answer when SportsDesk returns.
Hey everybody, Rory Lincoln here, class of 2010, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. I worked on SportsDesk all 4 years of my undergrad, including 2.5 years as the EP of the show, and they were some of the best memories that I have from my undergrad experience. We created our nice little university community and really built a lot of really great memories from my undergrad. and it'll always have a special place in my heart. So congratulations on 30 years, Sports Desk, and keep her going.
Guys, I gotta ask, what's your favorite milkshake from the stadium?
Yeah, from Mark Ladd, I gotta say it's the Jelly Donut. It's the best one for me.
I've only had vanilla, so I guess vanilla, but I think that's like
time of my life in college. I got to cover so many cool events like the 2017 Miami Hurricane football season and the first ever ACC championship game in Charlotte. I got to win the first ever college television award for the show Sports Desk, including in my professional career. And of course, I got to meet some of my lifelong friends that I talk to this day, including Professor Julby. Happy 30th anniversary, Sports Desk, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without you.
Welcome back. If you guessed C, you would be correct. The Hurricanes started 9-0 in midweek action in the 2016 season and made it all the way to the College World Series that year. Homestead Speedway opens the track to everyday drivers, giving them a safe place to drag race. Cameron Williams got to see it in action and is in the studio to tell us more. Cameron?
Speed and adrenaline are taking over South Florida, but not where you might expect. Drivers are leaving the streets behind and heading over to the track for Fastlane Friday. I was there to catch all the action.
You're looking for speed and competition in South Florida, there's only one place to be. Every last Friday of the month, drivers take over the track at Homestead Miami Speedway for Fastlane Fridays, where anyone can bring their own car and race down the quarter-mile drag strip. Homestead Miami Speedway President Guillermo Santa Cruz believes events like Fastlane Fridays continue in popularity as it brings in safer alternative for families and enthusiasts to experience a night like no other.
This is a very special track. It's a very special place. Just look at it. It's paradise. It's an incredible location. It's a very family-friendly event, which I think surprises people when they hear drag racing. They think it's going to be like really hardcore. And we got a lot of families, a lot of kids, a lot of children just coming to spend the night. It's very affordable. It's a lot of fun. And if you like cars, it's fast and it's loud.
Instead of watching from the grandstands on race weekends, drivers become part of the action themselves, lining up under the lights for a chance to test their speed in a controlled environment built as an alternative to illegal drag racing.
City Homestead Police Department will help get illegal drag racing and street takeovers off the road, bring them in here to the track where it's safe, fast, and legal.
For many drivers, Fastlane Fridays offers something they can't find anywhere else, a chance to race legally while still pushing their cars to the limit.
It's better to do out here because it's safe, it's legal. You know, a lot of bad things can happen on the streets, and me personally, I feel like it's not worth it, so I just rather come do it here at a legal event.
But beyond safety, it's the excitement that keeps drivers coming back Friday after Friday.
For me, I don't really get to race anywhere else, so to be able to race carefree here, I would say the excitement is in seeing the numbers get lower and lower, especially after you put parts on the car or after you practice your launch and different things. I mean, perfecting your craft makes it exciting for me.
Whether drivers are chasing faster times or choosing the legal alternative form of drag racing, Fastlane Fridays continue to keep South Florida's racing culture alive, one Friday at a time.
The next Fastlane Friday is set for April 17th, where drivers and fans alike can expect another night of high-speed action and excitement. For UMTV, I'm Cameron Williams. Thank you, Cam. The reigning MLS champs Inter Miami is finally playing, well, in Miami. New stadium is opening up this Saturday, and the first game will be played against Austin. Jaden Cody is live behind Miami International Airport at the team's new home. Jaden?
Which is ironically named New Stadium, as in NU. Their previous home was in Fort Lauderdale, which was a bit of a struggle to commute for some of those who live in Miami. Luckily, New Stadium is right next to Miami International Airport, which I'm sure the fans are pretty grateful for that. The construction of this $350 million project began back in the fall of 2023, and as you can see and hear behind me, the construction is not done yet. That's because the stadium is a part of a greater project called Miami Freedom Park that will include restaurants and parks, the stadium, and even Miami City Hall will be moving over to the area. The managing owner of the club, Jorge Mas, said to reporters that it was always a dream to build a special stadium. It's a global sport, and we're in a global city. And that dream is a day away from becoming true, where Miami will kick off their inaugural game here tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. against Austin FC. Live from New Stadium, Jaden Cohey, UMTV.
Thanks, Jaden. Our O Sports crew has the latest as track wraps up their season and momentum builds for Canes rowing. Vivian and Alyssa, take it away.
Welcome back to the O Sports Roundup. We are back and better than ever this week. I'm Vivian Amoya.
And I'm Alyssa Golden. Track season is heating up as the Canes just hosted their second home meet of the season. Adriana Cruz-Main led the way with the nation's top mark in the triple jump, while Dominique Johnson added the 4th longest jump in the country. On the men's side, young talent continued to steal the spotlight as freshman Tyson Sheely earned ACC Freshman of the Week with the 2nd best javelin throw in school history. The Canes are now in Gainesville for the Florida Relays. Vivian, what's the latest with swim and dive?
The swim and dive team wrapped up the NCAA championships, placing 21st as a team. Individually, we had 3 Hurricanes who were named All-Americans, freshman prodigy Mateo Santoro getting his 2nd All-American honor, and Jake Passmore and Mohamed Farouk receiving honorable mentions. Santoro placed 4th nationally in the 3-meter springboard. What a way to end his season. Alyssa, how's the rowing team going so far?
Rowing reached a program best number 16 ranking after placing 2nd just behind number 12 UCF at the Sarasota 2K Invitational last weekend. Both the 1st and 2nd varsity 8 boats placed 2nd in their races. The Canes are back in action in 2 weeks in Orlando. Vivian, what's new with Canes tennis this week?
Yeah, Alyssa, on the men's side, they won their 3rd straight sweep on Friday, but unfortunately lost this streak after a 1-4 loss to number 4 Virginia on Sunday. On the women's side, they picked themselves up after a loss to number 15 Virginia with a 4-2 win against Georgia Tech. However, on Sunday, they took a loss to number 22 Clemson. As of Tuesday, they were ranked 28th. Both teams face off in ACC play today.
That is all for the O Sports Roundup. Back to you.
Thanks, guys. One track and field athlete here at the U is making waves early in his college career. Shay McDonald sat down with the ACC Freshman of the Week on Athlete of the Week. Shay?
All right, welcome back to another edition of Athlete of the Week. I'm your host, Shay McDonald, and today I'm here with Tyson Sheely. Tyson, how you doing?
I'm great. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
And Tyson, you recently made your debut. What was it like kind of waiting in the wings to finally show off what you could do?
Waited a long time, waited first semester into the 2nd semester. I just knew I had to trust my coach and let everything work out, and it worked out.
And then, yeah, you did really work out first debut, and you win ACC Freshman of the Week honors. How does that feel to be able to kind of hit that mark so early?
It feels really good. It feels like a weight off my shoulders because I've been waiting a long time for this, and I knew I was really capable of it, but I just trusted myself, trusted everyone around me. I had a village, and it worked out.
I saw this video of yours that kind of showed that within 1 year, you just picked up the javelin, started throwing it, and within a year, you kind of made so many strides to eventually commit to Miami. What kind of was your decision to pick up javelin?
I played baseball my whole life, so that really wasn't working out. Like the scholarship and stuff weren't really working out. So my high school coach, Kyle Schultz, he's like, Tyson, you want to pick up a javelin? I'm like, sure. So then we went out there throwing, did really well, won Ontario. Then I did really well in Canada. And then I went to the States at US Nationals, did really well. And then I really locked in. I took a year off. I've really focused, trained, ate, gained like 20 pounds, and it all worked out. We went in through, and it went far. So then we got to come to Miami.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hope to see you do great things as
Thank
the
you
rest
so
of the season
much.
kind of goes on. It's been a pleasure to have you,
Thank you
Tyson,
so much
on the show today. Thank you for joining us. That's been another edition of Athlete of the Week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Shay. Still ahead, we'll tell you about one local entrepreneur who's punching his way to the top. This and more after the break.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
Of course I've thought about it, but there's all this stuff in the way.
Oh, you're not kidding.
The house, the kids are going to college.
A new car.
Car? You bought a new car?
Oh, hey, you should meet my friend Avo. Avo's a retirement coach. He'll help get you started.
But what does Avo tell you to do?
You don't know? Focus on your future. Your goals can still be met.
But how?
Target your tomorrow and use the Avo bet.
You sing?
Not really. A is for taking action. Start off with a plan.
You built these letters?
Yep. V is for variety. There's so many ways you can.
I follow you.
Come on. O's for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice sign.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Cool.
For many young men, fighting is in their blood. But for one local entrepreneur, he turned his fighting spirit into his very own boxing promotion. Liam Hickey has the story.
For 21-year-old Oscar Garcia Jr., Dade Street Boxing is more than an amateur fighting league. It's the foundation of a business he built on his own.
I like being able to do things how I want to do it. I could be my own boss, my own leader. So I think that's what, I guess, gave me the ambition to want to start my own business.
Growing up in Hialeah, Garcia was always finding ways to build something for himself. But Dade Street Boxing wasn't started to make money.
We started Dade Street Boxing and it was like my junior year of high school. We had some friends that had like a little bit of real beef, and then after weeks of them going back and forth, we met up at the park one day. They finally fought each other, and then more friends started calling each other out. More friend groups were starting to get involved with us, and it just kept growing over time.
Well, I think like from when it started in the park, just with like shoes on the ground to make a square, it's really come a long way, which I think is great.
And at only 21 years old, Garcia is still a college student at Florida International University, balancing business classes and schoolwork while building his brand in South Florida's boxing scene.
1 second in my school, learning some random business things, and then an hour later, I'm here in the gym fighting somebody, and then I'm editing later in the day.
He's really ambitious, pretty driven. He has a tattoo that says relentless, and I think that sums it up pretty well.
That relentless mindset is what keeps Garcia pushing forward.
And just being able to stay focused and disciplined. Like, there's definitely days I don't want to go work out, or I don't want to edit the video or do my homework. It's just, bro, literally just doing it. Some days I just can't go out, or some days I just gotta sacrifice the fun things. It sucks in the moment, but at the end of the day, like, I'll get another weekend, another day in my life. So I'd rather sacrifice it now than later in my life.
His work ethic is built on discipline, sacrifice, and a long-term vision.
I just see the vision, and I see like the finish line where it would end if I stay working hard. And I want to be able to grow to the point that it just kind of runs itself. Yeah, I want to do that, put on for my family as well, like just be able to support everybody.
Liam Hickey, UMTV.
Thanks, Liam. Speaking of rolling with the punches, we might be in April, but the madness of March is still delivering. Let's take it to the Capital One Arena in D.C. for this week's Play of the Day. The highlight that shook the country this Sunday, a critical turnover by Caden Boozer there, giving freshman Braylon Mullins an opening for a deep three near the logo with less than a second in the game. Talk about a dramatic finish and adding more drama 36 years ago to that date. Christian Leitner, a former Blue Devil, hit a similar buzzer beater to beat UConn and send Duke to the Final Four. How's that for flipping the script? And that's it for this week's Play of the Day.
Last weekend, SportsDesk brought more hardware back to the 305, winning its 7th straight College Television Award.
Hey! Got some hardware.
Magazine edition 2024. And the cast and crew is here to tell us all about how it went. How was it, guys?
It was awesome. I mean, it was an incredible weekend. A lot of networking events. Got to go see the CBS studio there, and of course, the ceremony. Got to go on the red carpet, and hearing SportsDesk get called was really incredible.
And how does it feel to win the 7th one in a row for SportsDesk?
Yeah, it's really awesome. I mean, this whole team has put in a lot of hard work and effort. So just to know that our work is, being rewarded and that they're acknowledging it is a really great feeling.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, that's all we have for this week on SportsDesk. See you back here, same time, same place.
Have a good night, everyone.